Okay, I'm back, and this will be part 2 of my exploration of this card, the Wanderer. Now, I've had to break this into 2 parts because as my videos get too long, I have trouble uploading them. But we are working here with the Wildwood Tarot, which I have just gotten, and I'm going to be exploring 1 card every other day, doing some various exercises to work with the symbols in the cards and the imagery and my own impressions of them, how they make me feel, and also, of course, referring to what this rather nice sized guidebook here has to say on each of the cards as well. So I'll be relying on my own intuitive perception, but also definitely on what the authors and artist had intended. So I don't normally work with tarot, as I said in the previous, the part 1 of this video, because, well, I never really felt the need to when I was very involved in a pagan community. Everyone else was an experienced reader, so although I've had several decks and I'm somewhat familiar with them, I never really did a ton with the tarot, and I would not say that I'm an experienced person when it comes to it. So I'm taking things very slowly, going through 1 card at a time and exploring it. So first I showed you the work I did, just kind of looking at the different symbols on the card and my overall impression of it. My next step was to do a visualization. So for this process, what I did is I took the card and I sat regarding it for a period of time until I felt that I had very much the entire image in my mind's eye, that I could call this image to mind if I were to close my eyes, and then I did so. And so I imagined not being this figure, but coming up behind the figure, so that way I could also have impressions of the figure, him or herself. So in doing so, these were my impressions. I realized that the youth's clothing was actually made of natural materials, something which escaped my attention the first time. So to me, this represented that the person was being supported and provided for by nature, which really adds to that feeling of security that this person has. This person is not encumbered in any way. They're very free, and they feel that the universe is taking care of them. And let's see, I felt these things here, the spray of the waterfall, the cool mist on my bare skin, and again, the pose of this person here with the arms outstretched is like he or she is beholding the wonder that they see before them. And there is a sense of anticipation, because this is like a jumping off point here. This is like the beginning of a journey. What is going to happen next? And the person, again, doesn't have any responsibilities. They're free to experience and be, and they feel safe, because not only are they provided for by nature, but they are being watched by the forest guardians, and that is giving them a sense of security, of comfort, of knowing that they're being taken care of by the world. And the person is poised at the cliff's edge, about to take a plunge into the experience. So again, there are some more sensory details, the smell of the fresh water and the damp forest that is beckoning, and it's just very, very inviting scene. This makes you think of nature as a playground, a place of wonder. So then, after that, I referred to the book itself, the Wildwood Tarot book, to see what it may have to say that might be different from my perceptions. And overall, I would say that I was on the same page. I picked up most of the things that the authors and artist wanted us to, but there were a few differences. So here's the description of, I don't really need to read that, this just came straight out of the book. And the meanings of this card, a little bit different from what I perceived, but not so much. This person, again, has the burdens of their past set aside, so there is that freedom. They're making a leap of faith into the unknown. They're letting go. They're leaping across the gap with courage and joy. And so it's both an end, the end of their old life, ways of perception, and a beginning of a bold new adventure. And so it is an entirely new path. And they are, let's see, what does that say? It looks like slep. I guess it must say step. Yes, there's stepping, trusting, and empowered onto the Rainbow Bridge. So here's that card again. Now, here are some reading points for it. So if you were doing a reading, the book says that the card should indicate these things here, being carried to new possibilities. And I like these roots and branches. These are kind of like keywords that one would use to keep in mind the meaning of the card. So there you have it. That is our first card of the deck, the Wanderer. Coming up next time will be the Shaman.